Hi, everyone. I'm Laurie Itkin, a certified divorce financial analyst practicing throughout California. And I am so excited to introduce to you Alana Braunstein, who's an attorney and mediator practicing throughout San Diego County. And her approach to mediation is different than a lot of the other mediators in town. And so I wanted to have her here to talk a little bit about that. Welcome, Alana.
Thank you so much for having me, Laurie. I'm really excited to be here.
So one of the things we talked about that I thought was interesting is that in your mediation sessions, you really prefer when clients do not bring their attorneys into the room. Tell me your philosophy about that.
So I call this neutral divorce mediation. This is a service that we offer. It's a very streamlined way of getting a dissolution, whether you have children or not. And basically it entails meeting with me. Usually parties have 3 to 4 mediation sessions. Each session is 2 hours of my undivided attention, and we go through all of the issues that would be otherwise addressed in a litigated divorce. So each session has an agenda. We talk about the objectives. We go over the big financial disclosures component of a dissolution, settlement discussions, all of the nuances that we talked about. And the way that it's neutralized is that typically when parties meet with me in my office or on Zoom, they don't have an attorney with them. So in that capacity, it's neutralized. I am their guider, right? So I will guide the clients through what to expect, what are the general community property laws, what are the frameworks that a judge would, review, and I help the parties put that all together and come to reasonable terms that works for that particular family. So I do tell people that they still have the ability to seek independent counsel throughout the process or at the end. But the idea is that you're using an attorney in a more efficient way, whereas you kind of bring them on to mediation sessions, and if one person doesn't have an attorney there, then it really changes that dynamic. So
Absolutely.
That's what I mean by neutral divorce mediation. And it's been a wonderful success for many, many, many families.
Wonderful. Now, some mediators will only meet with the clients together. Some will do what we call caucusing. How do you operate on that issue?
I do both structures. So typically we start off together. All parties will meet with me. I go over the house rules, what's the best way to conduct the mediation. Individuals will tell me their objectives. So what it is that we're working around, what is it that is very important to this particular family. And then throughout the mediation, different sessions, I do a variety of elements, right? So sometimes we meet together, sometimes I will do breakouts, and it's kind of going back and forth, whatever it takes to get to the bottom line to craft that settlement.
Terrific. It sounds very flexible. Now, what's interesting when people are choosing a mediator, there's all types of mediators. Many mediators are mediators because they did not like practicing in the litigation mode where you go to court and all the filings and all that kind of work. However, you still being a litigator as well as a mediator gives you, I think, special skills and knowledge because you know the judges. You are actually interacting at the same time. So tell me, if a couple comes to you as a mediator and they're on a complex issue like spousal support, why is your experience also being an active litigator helpful where they may not get that kind of experience with a mediator who hasn't litigated in 15 years?
Yeah, so I'm in court almost every week. I have my pulse on what our, bench is typically, coming out, the types of orders, the types of ways that our judges look at different elements, custody, spousal support, whatnot. So what I do again is I explain the general overview. So if we're looking at spousal support, we'll look at the different factors that a judge will look into. We'll balance that all together. And then I tell them, listen, what is the likelihood of success on a particular claim? Even if they might have a better opportunity to go to, roll the dice and go to court, how much is it going to take them? How much time is it going to take? How much money is it going to take? And just kind of all of the different things that are in play. So that's my number one job, really, is to give them that full picture. I'm not their individual attorney, so I can't give legal counsel for them specifically. I don't have a dog in the race, so I'm not going to say, yeah, I can get you a much higher, spousal support. You'll be much better off not agreeing to this. So that's the benefit of being in court and walking the clients through that. I use the software that the courts use to look at various things. And then finally, when it comes to drafting the marital settlement agreement, I'm the attorney that will hopefully draft a very clear settlement agreement, ones that as an attorney that I look at are not vague and pretty straightforward with what the parties intended to achieve. So that's also something that's great. I know some mediators are not even licensed attorneys, so that's something to consider.
Correct. Yeah, so you're really a one-stop shop on that. I do know that you do prefer in-person mediations, but you also make Zoom available. I mean, that's the world we're in. And what should people know about your location, your process, all the nuts and bolts of working with you?
So I am located in Solana Beach, but before clients come to the office, I have a very streamlined process about, how to learn about a neutral mediation. I offer clients a complimentary discovery call to walk them through this process so they know, okay, how many exactly, meetings do they get? We tell them that we prepare all of the paperwork for both parties. So it really involves them starting the process with our office, and they never have to go to court. They never have to go and file something on their own. It's all done in the privacy of our office. So we do all the back end work. And then, yeah, of course, I'm completely flexible to do Zoom meetings as well. It's kind of usually the first meeting though is in person. We start off on a good foot, and then in terms of length of the mediation, it can be done as quickly as families want to be done. So if they want to be done within that 6-month period, right? That seems like the golden standard, right? Be divorced in 6 months. We can do that in mediation. Whereas if you're on your own, that period will come and go at the drop of a hat, and almost nothing substantive gets done. So, typically I would say average timeline for a mediation is about 9 months. That's when we're waiting on, some reports, maybe from a financial analyst, to help the parties figure out, hey, what are the numbers are we going to actually use for calculating support orders and things like that. But I do like to also keep a momentum between sessions.
Excellent. Yeah, folks, if you've never gotten divorced and you're just using the traditional litigation process, you will be shocked how long it takes and how expensive it can be for certain situations. So anyway, Alana, I really appreciate you taking your time. You are the only Alana Braunstein attorney that in California, if anyone wants to Google you, to contact you, they will find you. Like me, Laurie Itkin. I'm the only Laurie Itkin in the world. People always find me. So it's good that we have distinct names. Yeah. So thanks for your time today. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for letting me share my practice. I appreciate it so much.